Today, let's talk about the great Nigerian contradiction that most supporters of APC and many of my Yoruba brothers and sisters don't want to talk about. And if we talk about it, they accuse us of being useless diasporans who are pointing out our family house with left hands. They called us Yoruba bastards who are eating their own Yoruba people. And the question is very simple. If President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our Yoruba president, is doing well, why are most Nigerians still hungry, angry, and terrified? It's a simple question. The great Nigerian contradiction that nobody wants to talk about is that. So I want to face this today, especially to talk to my fellow Yorubas. There's something deeply confusing happening in Nigeria right now. If you enter many Yoruba political spaces, WhatsApp groups, elite gatherings, or Twitter, or listen to some radio commentators, you will think that President Bola Tinubu is the greatest reformer that Nigeria has ever seen, even among lawyers. They will tell you, oh, he inherited a dead economy. He's very courageous. He removed subsidy. He stabilized the naira. He's doing what others fail to do. Leave him alone and let him work. Renewed Hope is working. Give him a second term. But then, if you leave those places and walk into Fadeyi places, walk into Mushin, walk into Agege, go into Ibadan, go into Abeokuta, go into Kano, go into Enugu, go into Jos, then sit down with ordinary Nigerians privately, including ordinary Nigerians, and ask one simple question. Has your personal life improved under the Tinubu government or even under the APC government? Suddenly, the same people who are praising government begin to sound like refugees from an economic war zone. They will complain about food prices. They will complain about rent. They complain about electricity. They complain about transport. They complain about school fees. They complain about insecurity. They complain about hopelessness. They complain about depression. They complain about business collapse. And they talk about the survival fatigue. So which one is true? Is President Tinubu genuinely transforming Nigeria while impatient Nigerians refuse to appreciate him? Is that the fact? Or are Nigerians being psychologically managed by propaganda, ethnic loyalty, political patronage, and the power of incumbency? That is the uncomfortable conversations many people are afraid to have. I'm not afraid to have this conversation. And as a Yoruba man myself, let me say this boldly. Loving your tribe should never require lying to yourself about your suffering. Yes. So the real question is not, is Tinubu trying? The real question is, has the life of the average Nigerian improved since he became president? Because governance is not a motivational speech competition. He can't even speak anyway. Government is not an economic seminar. It's not giving us any. Anyway, government is not a PowerPoint presentation by people like Ebuwala, Bayo, and Onuga. Government is about whether ordinary people can, and very important, whether ordinary people can eat, move, walk, survive, dream, and sleep with less fear in their country. And if millions cannot do that anymore, which is what we are seeing, then citizens have a right to ask the hard questions, regardless of the tribe they come from, and that is where I stand. Before people say, oh, Okpa is just upset because some guy talked to him anyhow, let's look at 10 areas every Nigerian should use to grade any government or to grade Tinubu. 10 areas, even us Yoruba people, should use to grade Tinubu if we are really worthy of ourselves as objective people in our nation. 10 areas, every one of us, regardless of your tribal affiliation, should use to grade the Tinubu government. Not propaganda, not tribal loyalty, not party membership, just reality. Let me give you 10 of them and you can ask yourself. Number one, food prices. Can people still eat well and better than they were eating before? This is the most brutal report card. Before President Tinubu, many Nigerians struggled. That's a fact. But under Tinubu, many Nigerians are now skipping meals completely. Rice, garri, beans, pepper, cooking gas. Everything that is most important to the poorest people in Nigeria has exploded. From Fade all the way to Kafansha. Yes, economists will argue subsidy removal was necessary. And frankly, they may even be right. I agree with subsidy removal. But ordinary citizens do not eat macroeconomic theory. They eat food. They eat rice. They eat amala. They eat garri. And when a mother who is earning the same salary now spends 3 times or 4 times more to feed her family, she experiences government as a failure, not reform. You can talk all the English you want. That emotional reality matters. Number 2 way to judge this our government, transportation. Can people still move around when whether good idea or bad idea? The fact is, fuel subsidy removal changed everything overnight for everybody. Transport fares exploded. Workers now spend frightening percentages of their income just getting to work. The mechanic suffers, the teacher suffers, the market woman suffers, the Uber driver suffers, the student suffers. So while economists celebrate bold reforms, quote and unquote, ordinary Nigerians in fact they are asking, why does every reform always begin with our own suffering? Tinubu supporters will say, pain before gain. But the critics are asking, how long before this gain that you are talking about arrives? Is almost 4 years. That is the tension. Number 3, to judge this government about the value of the naira. Has your money become tissue paper or better? See, the naira collapse psychologically destroyed many Nigerians. People forgot that Tinubu got there when naira was less than 500 to $1. Now we are dealing with 1 to 1,400. Imported goods became luxury items. International school fees became madness. Travel became a fantasy for many. Medical treatment abroad became unreachable to those who really need it. While the government spends our money to go out there and take care of themselves. Even local goods became expensive because Nigeria imports too much. Now, to be fair, supporters of Tinubu argue that previous governments artificially defended the naira and created corruption around forex allocation. That argument has a lot of merit, but it's still their government, sha. But again, ordinary Nigerians judge government by their purchasing power. If your salary remains 200,000 naira, but your cost of survival jumps massively, then it don't matter what the economics are saying, you feel poorer. Regardless of what the IMF economics and all those economics in this government are telling you, you feel poorer. Number 4 way to honestly judge this government, security. Do people feel safer today? This is where emotions become explosive. We just got the Orire 46 adoptions now that is tearing the company apart. Yes, government will point to military operations and they tell you about some gains against terrorists, even though they are the only ones that can see it. They will talk about recent joint operations against ISIS and USA, and that they've recorded plenty successes. But many Nigerians still feel unsafe. Kidnappings continue. Farmers are afraid to go to their farms. Villages are attacked, and many villages that we used to think only in the north got ransacked. Now in Kwara State, now in Oyo State, now they are coming close. They are going to reach Ogun State very soon. Travel anxiety is real. People are afraid. If citizens still fear highways and rural communities remain vulnerable, then security victory feels incomplete regardless of what the megaphone of the government is saying. Government statistics and human fear are 2 different things. Ononuga can trot out all the statistics he wants. The truth is that fear is still pervasive in the land. Number 5 way to judge this government, electricity. Electricity, as electricity become easier to get, after all, the president told us, if he cannot give us electricity in 4 years, we should not vote for him. Why are you saying we must all go vote for him now because he's a Yoruba man? He said it with his own mouth. Electricity tariffs have risen. Diesel prices are rising every day. Generator costs are rising. Businesses still spend fortunes just trying to survive. Small businesses are dying quietly. And when businesses die, jobs die. Hopes die. And that is why many Nigerians feel economically suffocated. Even when the government is telling them that the reforms are working. Working for who? A 6th criteria to judge this government or any government: employment and small business survival. And this one is big. Has it become, you must ask yourself these questions. Has it become easier to start business in Nigeria? Maybe. That one I see when I go to the CSC site. Has it become easier to sustain a business? Has it become easier to employ people? Has it become easier to survive as a young graduate? Many SMEs are gasping for oxygen as we speak. Many have shut down. And the irony is very painful. Nigeria may be improving on macroeconomic indicators according to the Hegets, while ordinary businesses collapse macroscopically. That contradiction is central to this Tinubu performance debate. Supporters point to improving foreign reserves, higher oil production, and positive signals from rating agencies all over the world. But the critics point to empty pockets and collapsing purchasing power. Both sides are seeing different versions of reality. What is your own reality as you are watching this? A 7th way to judge this Tinubu government or any government: corruption. Has government become cleaner? Now let us enter dangerous territory. Many Nigerians believe corruption has not disappeared, that it has become more sophisticated, with some family, maybe the Shagori family, controlling most of what is happening in our country. Because if you award like 40 or 50% of all capital projects to one family that are not even Nigerians, then you can't tell me corruption is gone, especially when there is no tender. We are all seeing it. Critics are accusing the administration of patronage politics, concentration of power. I may not necessarily agree with that. Selective accountability, and government by connected insiders. That is why people who have no money yesterday, they become billionaires today. They live in Banana Island, and now they don't want us to talk about what is happening to our government because we are Yoruba people. Like that, my stupid friend from yesterday. Supporters are responding. Every government has patronage. That's what the government supporters are telling you, that at least this one is reforming the economy. What reformation? Perception matters. And when citizens still believe political connections matter more than competence, trust collapses. That's what we are seeing. 8th way to look at this: tribal politics to judge government. Tribal politics. Are Yorubas defending performance or defending their own? And now this is where many people get uncomfortable. That is what will give that my friend the temerity to call me and be calling me names because I dare to speak out. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Ethnic loyalty is a massive factor in Nigerian politics. I agree. I'm not naive. The North defended Buhari for years despite terrible economic suffering. That's a fact. The South people defended Jonathan despite the fact that we had a lot of fraud, a lot of crisis in his government. But Yorubas were very vocal in condemning them, that they are doing tribalism. Now that it is our turn, our own tribalism appears worse than the worst tribalists from Igbo or Hausa land. And that is why I am upset. Well, I'm not like that. And I know many who are not like that. How many Yorubas are defending Tinubu with similar emotional intensity today? Many. And shocking. Many of them are very intelligent people, very accomplished people. But many of them are defending Tinubu with such emotional intensity despite all the problems that is in the country. That is human nature. I get it. People protect their own. But tribal solidarity can become dangerous when it blinds people to objective reality. A hungry Yoruba man is still hungry. A broke Igbo trader is still broke. A suffering Hausa farmer is still suffering. There is no tribal market for you to go buy food. We all buy from the same places. Inflation does not respect tribe. Fuel prices do not ask for ethnicity before punishing you. All of us buy fuel from the same stations. So we need to quit all this tribal loyalty instead of Nigerian loyalty. Number 9 way you can judge the government: propaganda versus reality. I mean, everybody agrees, and me too, that Tinubu is one of the greatest political strategies Nigeria has ever produced. I mean, for a man to get away with the Muslim ticket in Nigeria of today, you have to give it to him. Nobody can deny that. He understands power. He understands how to build coalition, something that the opposition doesn't seem to understand yet. He understands political survival. He understands how to negotiate with the elites and bring them on his side. He understands patronage with his famous bullion van moves. And he understands media management. Even on Twitter, where they used to take him down before, he has balanced the terror there. Somehow, he has been able to manage people on Twitter, got his own people there, where now it looks like even his people are winning on Twitter. We get that. His supporters see genius in all of this. His critics see manipulation. But one thing is undeniable. This government understands narrative warfare extremely well. I have to give it to Bayo Onanuga and co. So the question Nigerians must ask is this: are we defending real progress or defending political branding? And that takes me to the 10th criteria that we must all use to judge this government. Hope. Do Nigerians still believe tomorrow will be better than today? Hope is a powerful thing. This may be the biggest test of all of them. Not the GDP, not statistics, not speeches. Hope. Can ordinary Nigerians still imagine a better future? I don't know of many who can see this now. Or are people simply surviving from one painful week to another? Because when citizens lose hope, even good policies begin to look like punishment. So what is the truth? The truth is probably more uncomfortable than both sides, both the opposition and the government, want to admit. I'm not on anybody's side. Tinubu's government has likely achieved some real macroeconomic corrections. I'm the first to acknowledge that. I even wrote a book about it. Even institutions and the World Bank and rating agencies acknowledge improvements in fiscal stability, in reserves, and in the direction of the economic reforms Nigeria is going. Most institutions abroad agree, so they are rating Nigeria higher. And I don't disagree with them, because I can see some of those macroeconomic moves that it's making. But, and that's a big one, but these reforms have also inflicted enormous pain on ordinary Nigerians who don't speak English like that. And many citizens have not yet seen tangible benefits in their daily lives, and they don't have hope of seeing any from what they are seeing. And that is the contradiction. Nigeria may be improving statistically, while Nigerians feel poorer emotionally and materially. And if reforms enrich indicators or enrich what I would call if the reforms that they're talking about only enrich the insiders, like that my friend I will call and call me rubbish yesterday, while citizens suffer endlessly, then people have a right, or people will naturally begin to ask, who exactly is this progress they are talking about? Who is it for? And that's the question many are asking right now. And you can't silence them. You can't silence them. A lot of Yorubas are asking. You can't do emotional blackmail on us and say because Tinubu is a Yoruba person, we should not be talking like that.